So I'm so pissed off right now. My baby has gone to sleep. It's almost midnight, but I thought I'll create this video, and sorry, I'm like posting it almost unedited and I'm recording it really just before going back to the bed. So I have heard of at least 10 visa reject stories from you guys in last 3-5 days, and a friend had gone to the Delhi consulate for getting their B1 B2 visa stamped, and I mean, while luckily they got their visa, but he saw at least 7 students in front of him getting rejected for the student visa, and all interviews lasted less than 2 minutes. So something abnormal is going on with the US student visas right now, and it's so up. So yes, that's all I wanted to talk about today. Seriously, what the F is going on with US student visas right now? I don't know. And so we are talking about the mass rejections, and it is mass rejections. I have not seen such ridiculous cases getting rejected and in such numbers in any of the previous seasons. So definitely something abnormal is going on. So the first thing I want to talk about today is the nonsense which is going on right now. And let me say this with full conviction that I don't think anybody has a clue what's happening. So I know there are these, like, all the influencers are continuously making videos on mass rejections, but they keep saying that they are getting rejected because firstly you are going to shitty or rubbish schools and visa officer thinks that you're not going for legit reasons. Bullshit. And second reason they are giving is that, like, they think that you have intention to immigrate or that you will start looking for a job, etc. And I will prove why these two, both of those reasons do not make sense, because I've seen the cases, the stories that you guys are telling, and there is no pattern behind these. There is no rhyme or reason why some of these visas are getting rejected. For example, look at this girl's case. I mean, she has a ECE admit at Purdue University. So in the last video that I posted, I talked about the visa getting rejected for software engineering program at San Jose State University, which I agree is like, low ranked program, and then software engineering program is not the mainstream program. So yes, maybe the answer did not convince the visa officer that you're going there for educational reason, but Purdue is a very, very reputed university, especially for EC kind of program. So I don't buy this argument. They are rejecting the visas for very, very good universities as well. Second reason we are hearing is ki, like, you didn't show enough funding, or you didn't show proper plans of how you'll sustain yourself or something. But that again is bullshit, because now here's the most shocking part. I've heard from 2 people that their visa was rejected despite having full funding. So the I-20 mentioned they had full assistantship offer from the universities. And what that tells me is that obviously university must have done a good check on them. They must have found them to be highly accomplished or worth having these scholarships. And scholarship means that they don't have to worry about their expenses. Their fee is already like paid for. So the visa officer cannot reject them on financial basis, right? So if we remove these 2 reasons, then what remains, right? So all the influencers posting like, oh, don't say this or don't give robotic answers, like, frankly, nobody has a clue what is going on right now. So it does not make sense. And let me just say that, like, you can get rejected for strong universities, for strong programs, even if you have funding. So it all boils down to luck at this point, which is, yeah, what the F. Secondly, I just want to call out the hypocrisy of the situation. So as it happened last week itself, there was a big university fair happening at the American Center in New Delhi, and we were invited for that from Scholar Strategy and 24 North Star. I went there with my team. I met the people who are associated with US Embassy in New Delhi. These are people from Education USA who take care of everything related to US education. There were people from College Board, there were people even from Visa Office, there were people or admission representatives from all the universities, and I did get to have a chat with some of them. I asked them about, like, the mass rejections which are happening, and all they could say was that we cannot comment on it right now. So I mean, like, what the f, what does it mean that you can't comment on it right now? On one hand, you're inviting students to these fairs, you are encouraging them to apply, you are giving them admission, you are even giving funding to some of them to come and study in US, and then you are rejecting their visa. So it just does not make sense, and I think it's just blatantly unfair. Like, you're wasting money, you're wasting time of these students. Imagine having to reapply for the visa, or in worst case, if they can't get their visas done on time, they have wasted all this time on the applications, admissions, etc., and now they have to think of next steps. So I think this is just grossly unfair to the students, and I'm going to call out US on this. I think this is just really eroding the trust that people should have in you, and whether you really can take care of the international students which are coming to your land. And these are highly qualified students. I'm not talking about illegal immigrants. So you need to treat them with certain dignity and at least fair policies, right? So again, what the f. Now, I did want to talk about like my take on what's going on, but honestly, as I said, there is no rhyme or reason. I do see that, like, I think there is definitely something related to Trump is playing on, because the administration is going to change in January. Nobody knows how the immigration system is going to work after that, because of confusing remarks from Trump administration. On one hand, Elon Musk is tweeting that we need to make legal immigrants, like, feel welcome, and we need to expedite the process for talented immigrants. And on other hand, you keep rejecting the visas for the students, even good students. I'm not talking about the shitty universities. And you're making H-1B very, very difficult. You're making green card very, very impossible. So there are all these mixed signals, and perhaps USCIS does not know, or they have been given a signal of being cautious or wary or something, and they're just creating all this notorious situation. And also, I do know for a fact that it is one of those years when the highest number of Indian students have applied to US. So yeah, despite all the negative news you keep hearing about US, the fact is record number of students are going to US. It is one of the highest numbers in this decade, or maybe even all time. So yes, I mean, US can afford to be selective because so many of us want to go there, which is a sad situation. But I think, so that is what is going on. I think it's a mix of Trump factor. They are being really selective, and they know they can afford to be, like, rude in this, because people still want to go there. So overall, all this situation is not, like, creating a friendly environment for students who want to study there. And especially, like, rejecting visas like this is just very, very random. And US is one of those countries, and maybe every country, but like, visa officers are really above everything. They don't have to be answerable to everyone or anyone. They can just reject your visa for no reason whatsoever, and nobody can question them. So they just create some impression in those 1 or 2 minutes, and they feel like they can approve or reject your visas, and that is what is going on. So yes, unfair, very, very unfair, but it is what it is. So my take, I don't know. I think it has something to do with Trump, and we will have more information once he swears into the office. But for now, it remains just, like, very, very uncertain. So now the question is, what next for you guys? Whoever, like, if your visa is rejected, what to do? And if you ask my advice, I would say that you should definitely try to obviously reapply once. And if you want to do that by changing the consulate, talk to a visa, like, consultant. If they recommend that, like, feel free, but definitely do reapply. And earlier I used to think, if it's a case of shitty university, change the university and reapply. But I don't think that's a good strategy. I think you should really, like, go to whatever university you feel convinced about, but you have to give them proper reason. And yes, don't over rehearse the answers, because if they are being so finicky or so whimsical in the interviews, then you want to look natural, but at the same time give convincing answers. So yes, you need to do your visa interview preparation properly, but at the same time, I think reapply, take your chances, but also don't put your life on hold, because we really don't know what's going to happen in the second time itself. So always now think of the fallback option, that if you're not able to go in spring, what else can you do? Don't put your life on hold for sure. Do take up a job, do continue with your current job if you can, or like, you know, enroll in internship, do something productive. Don't take a like complete break. I would definitely advise against that. And another thing I would say is, do keep exploring the backup option, just in case this keeps happening, or just in case your US dream cannot come to fruition for some stupid legal immigration kind of a reason. Then still, like, you know, that should not be the end of your journey. So think about your fallback option. Maybe it's another country where you can apply with the same application. So yes, just create a plan, create a quick plan in your hand, because I know that I feel much better when I know that I have options in front of me. So all I would say is create options, and don't put all your eggs in this US education basket if you have faced a visa reject right now. In the end, I think I'm just going to, yeah, this is my open note to USA. I think just stop messing people's lives up. Get your act together. You are in a good position. Good people want to come to you. So don't make their life so miserable. Don't make it so hard for them that they lose their spirit and all their hopes to, like, you know, make a good life in US. So yes, please get your policies together, and please figure out, if you want students, that's okay. If you don't want students, that's okay. Don't give these mixed signals, and don't waste our time and energy, is all I would say on behalf of all my audience, all my clients, all my students. Stop our lives up, right? Okay, so that was my open message to US administration, which doesn't matter, but still, like, you know, feels good to put it out there. So that was me, like, you know, rooting for you guys. In the end, I would say, just, yeah, don't lose heart. This is not the end of the road. If not, there's something else will work out. So just keep your options open, find out what you can, and give it your best shot. I'm sure something good is going to come out of this. Maybe, like, you know, something you need to happen. You can't see it further down the lane, and maybe God is just, like, you know, making things right for you. So who knows? So yeah, so just don't take it personally. Absolutely, these rejections are not personal. So take it one day at a time and figure out things. And if I can help in any way, do send a message to us. So that was it from my side. I hope this lifts the spirit slightly. And as we enter the festive season, yeah, I hope, like, you know, you guys get some good news soon about your future. Okay, so I've never done an impromptu video like this, but I felt like, you know, situation was dire enough where I felt that I directly wanted to do this. So do give me feedback if you want to see more honest videos like these, and if there's anything I've missed, if anything you want to share with fellow audience members that might help them, your own visa stories, any advice. If you consulted a visa consultant, what advice did they give you? Please share all that in the comments. Let's help each other out. So that was it from my side. If this video was helpful, do hit the like button, do subscribe to the channel, do share it with a friend who might find it useful. I will see you guys next weekend. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.